Today, we received an iPhone XS that won't turn on. Even after pressing the power button, it still does not turn on. Plug in the charger to test. The phone won't turn on even though it is plugged into the charger. Let's start disassembling the phone. Unscrew the two pentalobe screws using a screwdriver. Position the iPhone on the screen separator tool to detach the screen. Apply alcohol around the LCD to soften the adhesive. Then start separating the screen assembly. Unscrew the screws from the metal cover. Next, gently remove the metal cover and disconnect the battery flex cable. Now, connect the phone to the DC power supply. When the cable is connected, a large current draw on the DC power supply, even without pressing the power button, typically indicates a short circuit of the motherboard. Continue to disconnect the display flex cables. Cover the front camera with the dust-proof sticker. Then, disconnect all flex cables connected to the motherboard. Eject the tray. Remove the screws from the motherboard. Continue disconnecting the flex cables. Then take out the motherboard. Apply alcohol to the sponge foam pads. Then, gently take out the sponge foam pads with tweezers. Judging by the appearance of the NAND IC, it seems to have been repaired or refurbished previously. Place the motherboard on the preheating platform and set the temperature to 180 degrees Celsius. Once the set temperature is reached, gently separate the motherboard. Remove the thermal grease from the CPU. Connect the logic board with the DC power supply cable again. Since the DC power supply current remains abnormal, we can conclude that the short circuit is on the logic board. First, examine the logic board under a microscope for potential shorted components. After a thorough inspection, we discovered no potentially shorted components on the logic board. Next, use a multimeter to measure the diode value of the logic board's battery FPC connector. The diode value of the battery FPC connector is found to be normal. Reconnect the logic board to the DC power supply cable and scan it with a thermal imager. The thermal imager displays the heating of the left side of the NAND IC. On the other side of the logic board, the heat can be seen in the upper right corner, next to the CPU. The heating component could be inside the metal cover. Using tweezers, carefully remove the protective tape from the NAND IC. Attach the logic board to the PCB holder. Use a hot air gun to remove the metal cover. Clean it with a PCB cleaner. Remove the logic board from the PCB holder and then reconnect the DC power supply cable. Then scan again with the thermal imager. Now, the thermal imager clearly shows the component heating up. Measure the diode values of capacitors around the boost IC with a multimeter. One of the capacitors shows an abnormal value, indicating a short circuit. Open the bitmap for the iPhone XS and locate the shorted capacitor. The capacitor C3114 is connected to the PPVDD boost circuit line. Connect the black alligator clip to ground, and then apply 1.8 volts to capacitor C3114. When voltage is supplied into the PPVDD boost circuit line, heating can be detected in certain areas of the logic board. Now, let's focus on the various components connected to the PPVDD boost circuit line. Detach the alligator clip and apply rosin flux fumes to the heated area of the logic board. Next, apply 1.8 volts to the PPVDD boost circuit line once more. The rosin flux fume melted as the capacitor was heated. Now remove the faulty capacitor with tweezers. Check the diode value of the PPVDD boost circuit line again. Now the diode value returns to normal. Connect the logic board with the DC power supply cable again. Now, the current is normal. Next, let's try to boot the logic board using tweezers. Now the logic board boots normally. Attach the logic board to the PCB holder. Apply flux paste and solder the metal cover with a hot air gun. Clean it with a PCB cleaner. Remove the logic board from the PCB holder, then clean the bonding pads with a soldering iron and desoldering wick. Clean the logic board using PCB cleaner. Next, remove the thermal grease from the signal board. Use the same method to clean the signal board's bonding pads. Now let's reball the signal board. Align the reballing stencil to the right position. Place a metal cover over the SIM slot. Use a plastic spatula to apply 153 temperature solder paste evenly. Then clean the excess solder paste. Then carefully remove the metal cover and reballing stencils. Apply heat with a hot air gun set to 300 degrees Celsius in an airflow of 60 until solder balls form. Once the middle layer has been reballed, apply flux paste. Place the signal board on the preheating platform, then align the logic board. Set the temperature to 180 degrees Celsius, then start the recombination. Using a tweezer, gently shake the logic board to align it with the signal board. After recombination, inspect the motherboard layer once it has cooled down. Install the motherboard and connect all the flex cables. Then screw the motherboard. Assemble the display. Press the power button to turn on the phone. The phone works, but the screen is damaged, so let's try it with a new LCD display. Unlock the phone and go to Settings. The Wi-Fi is working. Also, the baseband is working.